All right, we are live. Okay, cool. So, as you can tell, maybe by the title, we are going to do some books chatting and talking about and all about that. Oh, yep. Yes, so grab your books. Grab any books that you're currently reading or ones you want to read, and I'm going to share hello person, whoever that is. Hi. It's me, it's Raquel. We're on a live stream. It's exciting. My live streams tend to be pretty laid back, so we'll just chill, we'll hang out, we'll talk about books for a bit, and then yeah, just share books and maybe do a little bit of book reading or something, like by ourselves in a sense, within a shared communal space, and we'll go from there. So I'm gonna move over to my floor to show better my area. I know it's like late too, so sorry, but I'm trying to crack my toes. So I'm gonna move over to over there with my other books piles. Yeah, I have a small Marshall's haul too. That maybe I'll mention in this live stream. I don't know. My foot fell asleep. Okay. So first, I'm gonna get some like books out from here. So we'll do that. Yeah, let's do that. Look at that lens flare again. There we go. It's gonna fall over. Okay, that's a little bit better. Yeah. All right. So, what could we talk about? Excuse the pile of clothes. Maybe what I'll do, I'll start with Nick's library. The Library of Nick's. Oh, I also did something that I figured out something to do for live streams. I'm gonna try every live stream I do to either finish a list from in here or just complete a third of it, or a quarter of it or so. So that will be something that I do for this one. We can do that at the end. I'll have you guys pick a number from like 9 to like 131, I think, all odd numbers. excluding 19. Let's see if that's accurate. Okay, well, it's okay, so it's from 9 to 153, and then excluding 19, but all odd numbers. So, oh, yep. I'm like cold. I'm gonna go put my bed on real quick. I don't really think there's anybody here yet. But I'm gonna go do that. I'll be right back. I'm just gonna put my bed on. Oh, hello. Thank you for whoever liked the video. I don't know who you are, but I appreciate it. Feels like a day to just, a night to just be in a blanket. Be inside a blanket. So let me verify that Nix is the correct library system that I'm thinking of before I go into all of my so some of the library networks that I am calling obviously aren't the actual names of them and everything. There is one that I still haven't named. But I'll have to do that at a later point in time. I won't worry about that right now. But so we have Nix, we have Icarus, and we have Helios. So those are like the three so far. Now I do have some books out from a couple other libraries that I haven't named yet, but I'm trying to do like all like mythological god names and stuff because I think that'd be cool. I'm gonna move you a bit closer. That better? You're gonna fall down. No, good. There we go. That's better. All right, so I'm gonna talk all about the books I have out currently from Nix, which is, can't see it, but actually I can grab just that pile. That pile is what we're gonna go through. Yes. Okay. So I have the pile of Nix, and then I'll actually just mention once again the two current books I'm reading. I went to the library. I went to Icarus today, and I brought back a book. I finally allowed myself to be like, okay, I haven't read this book, and I've had it for months, and like I'm accruing fines and stuff for it, and I haven't read it yet, so I'm just gonna return it, and then I wrote it down in my planner so I can take it out again in the future, and I definitely want to read it because it was Darling Rose Gold, and it was, I don't know, it seemed really, really cool as a novel. So I wrote it down and everything, but I did return it, and it was really satisfying because I can see, like, because I get charged, I have out so many books from different library networks that they sort of bill me for like lost materials, assuming that I lost the books, when in actuality I just still have them and I just haven't read them, and I'm really stubborn like that. So so what they do is they charge me for like the full price of the book, to assuming that I lost it, and then I have to pay that amount, unless I bring the book back, and then once they check it in, it automatically goes, oh, okay, so you actually have the book, so therefore will just like take it off so you don't have to pay for that. I might, some libraries are different too. And I don't know if it's like this in all states, but in Massachusetts, there's like multiple library networks, which I never realized as a child that there were like multiple networks for different surrounding towns. But there is, and so some of them don't do late fees anymore. I think, is it Helios that does? Yeah, Helios doesn't do like you get charged for like the book itself rather than any late fees or anything. So that would just be full price. So once you return it, then it's like it automatically, like there's no other fees and stuff. There's no like $2 charge or $5 charge or anything like that. It's just the full price of the book. So that's basically how I got around with it. I'm in 3 networks, 3 library networks in the state. Helios and Icarus are from one system. Then there's Nix, which is in another system. And then there's another library that I've gone to. I haven't been to in a long time. It's up towards Boston, so I haven't been there. But there is that one that I don't have a name for yet. But once I figure out a name for it, I will let you know. It's a really good library though too. It has like a cafe and like a stained glass like hallway and stuff. Like it's really nice. But it's up in Boston, so. So yes, so I returned Darling Rose Gold. It's kind of like a novel based on like a little bit of like Gypsy Rose and like the Gypsy Rose Blanchard and Dee Dee Blanchard like abuse kind of stuff. And like it's a girl called Rose Gold who has a mom that like abused her, and like the mom goes to prison and then the mom gets out of prison and the daughter just like welcomes her back in, but really she's like planning stuff against her kind of thing. So it seems really interesting. I think that'd be really an interesting kind of book. So what I am currently reading though, and we might have seen, I actually returned another book. I finally finished doing the review on it on my blog, and so I returned it, and that also got wiped out of my I still owe like $2 or something for the late fees and such, but that book has been wiped clean, so I'm done with that one as well. And I managed to publish it. I think I did it yesterday, to be honest. Like I think I published that review yesterday. Yeah, I did, because I went to the library briefly yesterday. So I'm essentially down from Icarus. I have 3 books out from Icarus, because I returned a fiction one today and I returned the nonfiction one yesterday. So now I have 3 that are currently out for my longest standing Icarus system book expenditure kind of thing. So, choked on saliva, hooray, awesome, always fun. So this is the book I have that's my nonfiction book right now, and it's called Slow, Simple Living for a Frantic World. And I had so many page flags in this, and I still have quite a bit, that this is actually the first time. This is a nonfiction book, and it's by Brooke McAllery, I believe is how you pronounce it. And it's a very good book so far. It's nonfiction, so it's about sort of like living like a simpler life and like decluttering and like, you know, just kind of like a mindfulness experience, and like, you know, just a slower, like the world tends to be very frantic and, you know, go 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 go, but it's more of like a slow, simple, like that kind of thing. So it's a really good book so far. I really like it. I'm only like 30 pages into it. Like I'm not very far at all. And of course I've had it since forever, but took it out probably sometime last spring. So yeah, I've had it for forever. But it's about, I think it's like 262 pages, because what I did is I had so many page flags in the beginning of the book, which again, I'm only like 30 pages in, and I already have like I had about like 30 flags in it. And what I decided was I'll do, because normally what I do is I read the book all the way through. I take all my page flags, I put page flags in it. The colors don't matter. It's whatever I pick out. And then I write little notes on it now, especially because if I just flag it. I don't remember why I flagged it, so I have to write like a little comment on it. Then what I do is I finish the book, and then I'm like, okay, cool, and then I go to my blog post, and then I open another tab, and I look at what my last book review post was, so I get all the same like sections of it and paste that, well, I don't paste it, I just type it back into a new post. And so I do all the sections, and then I start going through as many as I can. Like, do a little bit of a summary here and there. I do the quotes, outstanding quotes, and anything that I want to check out. That's like a new feature that I've added to the reviews. Ooh, If It Bleeds. What is that about? I'm very curious about that. Is it nonfiction or fiction? But yeah, so I have kind of like the system of what I for the review, and then I lost my train of thought. I have the system. Oh, Stephen King. Oh, cool, interesting. I read a couple of novellas before. I think I read one. I read. Oh, it was like One Night at Rest or something like that. Of an author who he like didn't quite. It ended kind of abruptly, the story, and then it turned out that he passed away like a few months before it was released or something, or a few months after it was released. It was pretty good though. Like, it was something about one night, and there was like a bedstand on the front cover and everything. And then I think I read another novella kind of one by Mitch Albom. That was really good too. I think it was like For One More Day. I think that's what that one was. That was a good book. It was really good. I think they made it into like a movie or something too. Oh, Coraline, right? Yeah, Coraline was my favorite novella. Ooh, that's awesome. I don't read enough novellas. Like, definitely I like it though, because like I even saw. So I went to the library today, so I saw some like thinner books, and it was like nice. Like, I could get into some of their books that are thin, like not that much expectation in a sense. I mean, I don't know. Like, I feel like, is it like at what point is a book too much of a book? Like 500 pages, 600 pages, like I don't know. If you start hitting like 800 pages, maybe just break it up into like two, 3, 4 books or so. But I mean, I think I'm attracted to kind of longer books, but I don't tend to read them as well or as quickly. I definitely don't read them as quickly as I used to, unfortunately. But I'm too stubborn to stop reading books. So, I have read a couple Stephen King books. I read some. I mean, I read The Shining. I actually saw it in the library today. I saw The Shining in the library today, and I thought about it because I read it back in high school, but I wouldn't mind reading it again and then getting like a different take on it, and then also watching the movie because didn't they do like a second movie or something out of it? Also, I think at some point, or they did like the Bates Motel or something that like kind of. There's another movie that came out kind of recently about it. Um, I think I read the Pet Cemetery one. That was pretty good. I watched the original first movie too. I haven't read any other Stephen King lately. I think I read one. It was like a graphic novel. Um, I think it was a graphic novel that I read from him before too. That was pretty good. Um, oh, cool. Enough for sleep. That's cool. That's really cool. Um, that's awesome. That's really cool. I didn't know that. I think there was one that I read. It was like a graphic novel with Stephen King, and someone illustrated it. It was like a poem or something, I think. It was really good. I have it written down somewhere. I don't have it on my blog yet, but I definitely can find it. Otherwise, like, my favorite, like, go-to like humanity restoring author is Cheryl Woods. Like I really like her stuff, particularly I think I want to say Chesapeake Shores series, but I don't think it was. It was Sea Glass Island was my favorite one from her. I have books from other books from her that I've taken out that I haven't read. There was one other book I read after, like years after I read the Sea Glass Island one, and it wasn't as good as what I thought like Sea Glass Island was like, but it was still okay. Otherwise, like I don't. Brene Brown is pretty good for like nonfiction. Yeah, Perks of Being a Wallflower for sure. Um, yeah, my partner has recommended that one to me before too. I should really check that out sometime. Um, okay, why are my headphones getting stuck in my planner? Stop it. This is so annoying. Why did you do that? Okay. So, yeah. Besides Cheryl Woods, I just kind of pick up anything really too. My partner really likes Jodi Picoult a lot. That's like their favorite author kind of thing. I've seen some books. I saw some books today by Fern Michaels. I have one of hers. I haven't read it, but I do have one of hers. I guess I like psychological thrillers and like, you know, kind of some romancy stuff. I like that aesthetic of the like magical and like there's I haven't actually read it, but I own it now. The Little Paris Bookshop, and it's about how like this guy in like olden time Italy prescribes books to people, and like that helps them with whatever life challenges they're going through. And like that like aesthetic, I don't know what the word for that is, but that is like something that I really like now. And like I don't know, it's just really interesting like titles. Or one of my other favorite books, I like Mike Wyking. I think that might be how you pronounce it. But he did like the Little Book of Huga for the Danes and stuff. I love that so much. It's nonfiction, but so good. I have in one of these piles, I have another book that he did. And then he has The Art of Making Memories, which I took out but never read. And then he has yes, The Little Book of Luca. So I like this author especially. He's really good. But besides that, I feel like I don't really like gravitate towards certain authors in a sense. I just kind of pick up whatever and read it once, sort of thing, and then, you know. There was another book I liked called The Pied Piper. That was a really good book. I have that review on my blog. It was really, really good. Let me see. Not gonna lie, I'm getting tired already. been a day. It's been a day. But yeah, there seems like a slight pause. So I'm gonna go back into kind of what I was talking about before, which was like books and writing process, like review process and stuff. So this is the nonfiction book I'm currently reading, which I am doing something different for this review. I am actually reviewing it. I'm working on the review before I actually have finished reading the book, which I normally always read through the whole book and then have like 50 page flags to have to go back into. I decided, because I'm only 30 pages into the book now, that, and I have like at least 30 page flags, that I'll start the process while I'm still reading it and see if that helps and see if that like, you know, makes any difference in a sense. So that's something that I'm going to try to do with this book. And so far I already started it. I got all the outlines and all the sections done in a tab of my blog, and then I will work on it and stuff. I did start reading a little bit more today, which was really good, because I haven't in a couple weeks or so. Or at least a week or so, like that. But yeah, so I'm excited about this book, and I think it's gonna be really good. I'm on the decluttering chapter right now, and I haven't even gone back to like reread it a few times. So, have you ever written your own? I want to. I want to write and publish a memoir, and I also want to write and publish like a workbook and like a novel, and then like maybe like a short story, like a series of short stories, or like poetry and stuff like that. But I haven't like published anything. I used to write articles for my university's newspaper about health and wellness when I was attending there, but I don't anymore. So I don't. I mainly write fan fiction nowadays. Loki Senate Avengers fan fiction, and I have a blog that I write on as well. But I don't really post as much as I used to on my blog, and I definitely don't read other people's stuff as much as I used to. But I'm hoping to change that pretty soon, within this year at least, to kind of be more active on there and share more of my writing and little things I'm working on behind the scenes and things to that effect. So, hello to all the people who are here now. Thank you. Oh, really? That's awesome. That's still okay. I mean, you got it done, so that's pretty cool. I have like, yeah, I've actually had some writing vibes for like both fan fiction, and then also not able to write the fan fiction at that time, but also to just write for my novel, which has been great because I don't tend to always get writing vibes as much anymore. But yeah, I've kind of started a couple other short stories, but nothing that I've really solidified. So. Sorry, I'm getting tired. Thank you for everybody who has liked this video so far. I really appreciate that. Yeah, so that's the nonfiction book I'm reading. I also have the fiction book I'm reading from the Icarus library. This one is 500 pages, which is probably a lot. But what's your all-time favorite movie? Hi, Marcy. Hi, how are you doing? My all-time favorite movie, definitely, I'm a huge Marvel fan. I'm a huge Marvel fan, so my favorites were like Thor, Thor Ragnarok, most definitely. Avengers, the first one, Infinity War, and Endgame. But I haven't watched any of the newer stuff because I'm still trying to go back to rewatch the old stuff to like make like movie commentary, like review type things on my blog. So it's a whole process. But yes, I'd say definitely Ragnarok, Infinity War, Endgame, original Avengers, all of that. So those are my faves. And then besides that, I just watched a movie on Netflix recently, which I am working on a review for, called The Forest it was 2016, I think. It does have like, oh, you're doing great. That's good. Glad to hear it. But it does cover like suicide and like the suicide forest in Japan and stuff like that. But I thought, personally, from someone who has like lived experience and things like that regarding that kind of stuff, like in mental health and suicidality and things like that, I thought it was really respectfully done. Like it wasn't like super triggering or anything. So it was really good, and it had like the lore and like the ghost paranormal kind of thing to it too, which was really awesome. So I really enjoyed it. So that was a good movie. Orphan as like another horror movie, definitely one of my faves. I could watch that and like the reveal like so much. I love that movie so much. Yeah. And then oh my gosh, we have 4 people now. So I don't know what other favorite movies do I have. You know what I started, not a movie, but I started getting into Breaking Bad. I'm in the first season still. I started getting into that. That was really good. Very good so far. Movie. I want to think of a movie that's like more lighthearted that I've gotten into, and I honestly can't think of one. The Perfection was another horror movie on Netflix. It was really good as well. That one has stayed with me. Like I watched it once, but like kind of like paused while I was watching it a few times. Like watched it one time, but it took me like more hours than it probably should have. But that movie has stuck with me, and I think about it often enough that it has a good rewatchability rate, I think. The Perfection. Definitely, again, like also kind of covers like suicide, trauma, sexual assault, manipulation, gaslighting, all that kind of stuff, but it's really good. I love the way they did some of like the flashbacks and like what certain things led up to where, like the reveal of things. Like it was so good. But yeah, I mean, I also really want to watch Bird Box and The Ritual, because I read both those books, and I think that'd be so good. And I know they have I know I saw Mallory by the same author who did the Bird Box one. He wrote something. He wrote the sequel to it, so that was interesting. Oh yeah, Icarus in mythology. I think he's from Greek mythology. I believe it's the one. I've actually heard 2 songs. There's 2 songs I like. One by Bastille, one by Emma Blackery. About Icarus, and it's like, I believe his like story was that he flew too close to the sun, like he had like wings or some sort of contraption that flew too close to the sun, and then his wings burned and then he fell, kind of thing, something to that effect. But the what I'm using Icarus is in like Helios, I'm using it just to describe libraries in a sense, because I don't want to reveal like the specific library name. So I think just doing like mythological god names would be an easier way to differentiate, because when I talk about one library versus another, then it's like confusing, because there's so many different libraries that I go to, and so just to differentiate it for myself so that I'm kind of keeping track of it, and then also for anybody who cares to know random library names. So yeah, the Son of Helios. Yeah. I don't know too much about some of the mythology stuff, but I do want to. I think I have a book. I think I have a book about different mythologies, or at least Norse mythology. If I could find that, that'd be great. I definitely think I took one out, but yeah. So yeah, when I just use them right now, unless I'm like talking about if I happen to be talking about mythology, then that would be one thing. But normally it's just for the name the different libraries. Yeah, that's right, Marcy. That's right. Yes. New and different. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know enough about them. I just picked the names that I like kind of resonated with me. I was like, ooh, that one sounds nice. So I kind of did that. So, and Icarus is the one. That library is, you know, local. So go to it enough. They have in that library. It's nice because they have meeting rooms, so I can actually like I have filmed videos there before. I think, yeah, no, I have filmed other videos at Helios. I don't think I've filmed at Nick's yet. And then there's been a couple other libraries I've been to that I don't have names for yet. But ultimately, yeah, when I refer to them, it's mainly just libraries. But this is the fiction book I'm reading. Is that one? It's called Shut Your Eyes Tight by John Verdun. And it's very good. It's about we have like our main characters, and what is this? Dave, yeah, Dave Gurney is our like main character. It's written in third person, and it's like a psychological thriller kind of. I don't know how much of it's horror. It's definitely like murder and like things like that happening. We have Gurney, who's our main character, who he's a retired homicide detective or homicide investigator, and he was like really good at his job and everything, but he retired because of some Mellery case. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but some other case that really kind of stumped him and everybody else, and he like couldn't solve it. And then these other characters come in, but the bride was murdered, and now his old partner, like police officer partner, what's his name? What's his name? It's gonna bother me that I don't know his name now. No, I'm just gonna say Gurney. Oh yeah, Jack Hardwick. Yes, for sure. Yeah, it is a thick book. It is very thick. It's 500 pages. But Jack Hardwick. Yeah, I think Hardwick is the one. He's like totally. He's like, I think I'm supposed to like not like him as much, but he's really like blunt and just really like matter of fact, and like the difference between Gurney and him and Hardwick is just so like palpable, and like honestly, mostly I'm staying in this book because I want to know what happens. Well, I want to know what happens, but also like I really like the interaction between the two of them, and like just how they play off each other and how distinctively themselves they are. Like it's just so fascinating, and I'm like, I've definitely kept this book overdue because I'm like, I have to finish it, and I really want to know what happens. And also I really love Hardwick. He's like my fave. And like, I don't know, it's just funny. But yeah, it is 500 pages, and I am about like 76 pages in it. So it's taken a while. I haven't been reading it the whole time, but it is a very big book, very big. Definitely a task, but I still love it, and every time I get back into it, it's great. It just takes me a while to get back into books, unfortunately, or get into them in general. So those are kind of like some books and some collective thoughts about things. I have piles of Nick's books right here. An Icarus book. It might even be better to just call them. I might just do like that network instead. So I'll keep Icarus and Helios, but it's the same Icarus overall network. But we have Nyx, and then we have Icarus/Helios as one other set of books, and then another set of books from a library I don't have a name for yet, or for a series of library I don't have a name for yet. So, yes, pick a pile. Pick a pile and I'll go through it and talk about them. And I will leave that up to you. As for what would be interesting to talk about for a little bit longer, and then we can kind of move forward from there however we wish. I am tired though. Oh, interesting. Yeah. Next. Yep. Sorry. No. So, current pile, we have 3 piles. Not 6, we have 3 piles. This pile, that pile, or that pile. What pile do you think? Pile A, B, or C? Which pile should we go through? Oh, I see. Yeah. Wiccans love her. Yeah, I can see that. Someone yawning. C? Okay. Alright. C is the pile that is the library network further away, and also I've had probably maybe like when the pandemic started, like I've had these books for way too long. Make a new pile and go through it. Of course, I've had them for like over a year, and I still haven't read them. I actually did. They sent me like a reminder, like email or paper in the mail. They're like, "Yo, we still need these books back," and I'm like, "Still have them. Haven't read them, but I have them." And I just. How many books are in this freaking pile? There's so many books in this pile. Alright, I'm almost done. Here, do that. Oh no, I'm not done yet. There's still one more. There's one more. I definitely have like a whole like rug indent of all those books. So this is a lot of books. I didn't even realize I had this many out from this library. I'm gonna pick up the one I have currently in my hand, and we'll talk about it. Again, I haven't read any of these, so I have no idea what they're really, how they're about, what they're about, all of that. I haven't looked at them in probably a year, so it's been a while. All right, let's see. This one is a nonfiction book, and it's called "Why Don't They Just Quit?" And it's about addiction and like it's nonfiction, as I mentioned. Why Don't They Just Quit? What Families and Friends Need to Know About Addiction and Recovery by Joe Herzanik. that's that. And actually looks pretty decent. Like, it kind of looks like this. I can't read anything to you, but pretty decent. It doesn't look like it's too difficult of a read. Yeah, look, it looks like it's broken down by chapters and like parts. It's pretty good. Let me see. Yeah. So that seems really cool. That seems really cool. I'm gonna put that higher up in my list. This book. All right. This is We Own the Sky by Luke Allnut. Kind of see me in the thing. This, I believe, personally prefer fiction. Yeah. I like getting into nonfiction now, though. Like, with especially since being out of college and everything, I can appreciate nonfic. I'm trying to get more out of my usual reading zone. I don't like anything set in like anything set like historically back in the past. Like, if it's fantasy, maybe it depends on the book and what it's about. Because I know Stravaganza City of Masks was about that. Like way back, Italy. It was like a historical fiction kind of book, but like normally, like I'll like see an interesting cover and I'll be like, oh cool, like that, and I'll read the title. I'm like, ooh, that's cool, and then I'll open it, and I'm opening it up and I'm looking at it, and like today, for instance, there was a book and it was like set in 1806, and I'm like, nope, done. Like, I don't read anything from like way back. I just can't. Like, nah, doesn't interest me. I am starting to try to read some more like kind of like World War II set kind of books or like things like that. I haven't actually read any, but I have picked them out and such. So, but this seems like so this sounds like it's about kind of like love and loss and having hope and, you know, devastating illness and just kind of a process of overcoming that and getting through it. It's a novel, so this guy, and like a family kind of thing. Dad loves World War II stuff. Yeah, I don't honestly like. I really don't even remember. I wouldn't mind reading like nonfiction about World War II, even like, because I don't really know that much. I don't really remember that much about it from like high school and things like that. Also, like the Cold War and like Russia and stuff, that would be interesting because I definitely was never taught any of that. Chernobyl! Oh my god, I took out a book about Chernobyl like a couple of years ago, never actually read it, really wanted to, but I should definitely check it out again because that seemed like a really good book. It kind of talked all about Chernobyl and all the stuff leading up to it and everything like that. That would be really cool. There's a book I recently got out that on Area 51, so that's cool. But like even like Chernobyl, I never learned about that in high school. Never learned about it. Let's see what else. I thought about this one a few times. I haven't read it yet, but this is Confessions of a Sociopath. A Life Spent Hiding in Plain Sight by Emmy Thomas. This, I believe, is nonfiction. So yeah, this is like a memoir. Interesting perspective of someone who lives with sociopathy, and who kind of can give sort of like a mind's eye view and science behind it, and like kind of debunk myths and like things like that. So this is a book I really want to read. I've had it again for a long time, but I do want to read it. It seems really cool. This one I've actually seen at other libraries before, which, I mean, I'm sure most of these can be found at other libraries too. This is How She Died, How I Lived. Sorry, there we go. That's better. By Mary Crockett. It's a novel. Um, So yeah, this one seems like it's about like loss, love, survivor's guilt. Yeah, pretty much that. And like how to deal with violence, I guess, in life, and the randomness of the universe in that sense. So that was that. That's pretty cool. I'm gonna do. Okay, that's 3, I think, right? Oh yeah, I know this one. I haven't read it, but this is Dancing with Fireflies by Clemens Clark Schoenbeck. This, I believe, yep, it's a memoir about someone living with someone whose parent was schizophrenic or was living with schizophrenia. Love, devotion, and survival. And yeah, just a memoir, so that'd be cool. Okay, just a few more in this pile. I really want to read this book. I've had it for so long, but I really want to read it. So, this is called Knitting Under the Influence by Claire. Fuck, what letter is that? Lazimnik? Is it Labsinic? Labnik. Labsinic. Yeah. Labzimnik. Sorry. That was like r/ I had a stroke. Yeah, Knitting Under the Influence by Claire Labsinic. This one's about like multiple characters and kind of like how. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yep. That's schizophrenia is like no joke. It's a really tough one. And again, it's all about like severity scale kind of thing, but yeah. I don't know enough about psychosis and stuff to understand it or anything, which I'm willing to learn more. But yeah, this book seems like it follows 3 main characters, and let me actually read it. Hold on. So kind of like about 3 friends who are in a knitting group and how they're kind of dealing with life and things that are kind of unraveling from their lives. So I don't know, pretty decent. All right, I have 2 nonfiction left and 2 fiction. So this one's about this is a nonfiction like professional about eating disorders by Jim Kirkpatrick and Paul Caldwell. So this is just about informational stuff about eating disorders. If you don't know, I don't have any lived experience with eating disorders, but I am writing a fanfic story kind of relating to one, so about one in a way, and other mental health stuff too. But so yeah, this is kind of like research essentially, and also just to learn more about it. Then I have Traveling Pants with Knitting. Yeah, for sure. Honestly, yeah. This one is another eating disorder book. It's actually very interesting. It's a memoir type book, and it's actually from the perspective of a mom and daughter, and how the daughter has, I believe, anorexia, and like sort of like their journal entries that they didn't know each of them were writing in a sense, but they're both like doing these journal entries and then they compile it together in a book, and it's what this book is. So I'll just show this real quick. This one, the Anorexia Diaries. So seems really cool. Like, obviously not. It seems really interesting. And, like, just a unique perspective, in a sense, too. To look back. Like, I think that's a really neat idea and a way of approaching it that I don't think everybody kind of tends to think of in a way. I know my partner's interested in how it goes, so that they can maybe check it out sometime. Let me read your thing. Oh, interesting. I don't know how interested I am in language and things to that effect. I don't really. I'm not very culturally aware, unfortunately. And I also just don't really have that much interest or need to speak interest or need to like look into it in a sense. I don't know. I have kind of like I don't know. I have like I don't know. It's complicated, but like I have like preconceived notions of like difference of opinion of how mental health especially is treated by other cultures and things like that, and you know it doesn't tend to be a wholesome good thing, so that kind of puts me off from learning about other countries or cultures or things to that effect. But and I never really took any classes about it in college either, so I mean there's also that effect. But I don't know. But yeah, I mean I know they have like subtitles and stuff too of movies and things like that. Or I haven't gone into K-pop either. I'm not a K-pop person at all. But I don't know. Maybe. I mean, I feel like if I did get into like language stuff, it would be. I have been watching a lot of people on Instagram who do. They're like Hispanic and they do like bullet journal stuff and like reels of like them writing out things and stuff. So that's not too bad. I'm starting to branch out. Like it's definitely taken me a while, but I'm starting to. So I probably would get like a book. I have a few books that I got from like Germany and stuff like while I was in Germany. So it is a common thing that people do that. So watching YouTube, yep. All right, we have two more books from this pile to get through, and then we'll see about what we do because it's getting a little late. So I do have work tomorrow, and I work all weekend, so I won't be here. But the other book is a Cheryl Woods book. So Cheryl Woods, Return to Rose Cottage, the Rose Cottage Sisters series. This is about. I think it's actually 2-in-1. Like I don't like the 2-in-1 kind of thing. I would rather just read one book that's just one separate book in a sense rather than 2-in-1s or like 3-in-1. Like I don't like that kind of stuff. But there's one about it's just kind of about romance and stuff and just like just different romantic I don't think provision is the word, but D'Angelo sisters and such. Family, love, romance, all that. The only gripe I have about Cheryl Woods is that she only writes really heterosexual relationships. Like, that kind of sucks. But if anybody knows any good, like, gay stories out there, hit me up. And this is the last book I have from this library, and it's Susan Wiggs' Summer by the Sea. And this is about so it sounds like it's about kind of like love, like romance and love, and you know, having fallen for someone who it didn't really pan out, and then later on that person coming back in her life and all of that, and taking another chance. So that is that book. And honestly, I think that's all I'm going to show and do for today. I am getting really tired. I did already take a melatonin to help me sleep, and I think it's kicking in. So, yeah. I'm going to be adding more to my wall soon. Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna take a second right here. I got really tired. I still have to change in my pajamas. Alright. Good night. Yeah, pretty much, right? I'm out. Yeah, so I'll just wrap it up right now. I will be going live again early evening on Valentine's Day, in case anybody wants to prepare for that. Yes, see you around for sure. I have work Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so I won't be online much those days. I'm going to still try to answer a couple things here and there, but I won't primarily be online. And I'll try to go live again Valentine's Day, and we can talk more about books or do art stuff or things to that effect. And then yeah, I'm just tired. So I'm gonna email. I'm gonna head out, and thanks for everybody who came by. Honestly, like, genuinely, thank you for coming by. I know I probably don't seem really grateful right now, but I'm just I could honestly just fall asleep right here. I'm really tired. But thanks for coming. Thanks for interacting. I know some of you said that English isn't your native language, so thank you for communicating in whichever way and however way you did. And I will see you again Monday for sure on a live stream, and then I don't know. We'll kind of see how it goes from there. And yeah, I hope that you enjoyed, and we'll talk more books soon. And as always, stay safe, take care, be well. Much love and light to you, and I'll see you soon. Thank you so much. Bye bye. And if you have anything else you want to say too, like, feel free to add it. Like, I'll wait another minute or two. But that is a wrap.